Hey, John Thomas here, back with a quick political update. There are a couple things that are catching my eye this week. First, it looks like the Nevada Senate race is likely to stay in Democratic hands, and the best way I can explain that is perhaps twofold. One, Senator Jackie Rosen is a relatively popular incumbent. She has been ahead upwards between 6 to 10 points over Sam Brown, the Republican nominee, essentially the entire cycle. That doesn't seem to have changed much. But also, if you look at the spending advantage, Senator Rosen has been up on television going after Sam Brown, the Republican nominee, since before the primary was even over. It appears that, according to the latest tallies, that Senator Rosen has a $41 million spend advantage over Sam Brown, the Republican. I can't underscore how massive that is. So that means that likely the trend lines are not to change in Nevada. Add on top of it that Trump used to be winning Nevada in a landslide. Now it looks like he will carry Nevada, but perhaps only by a point or two. Not enough to create a bunch of coattails for Sam Brown to make up that gap. We'll see, but generally speaking, the money tells the story. That's the other point I want to get to today, which is the spend levels at the presidential level. I've looked through the latest reservations in presidential battlegrounds, and you can see when you go through it, the two places that both of the campaigns think are the most important is Pennsylvania and Georgia, but primarily Pennsylvania. Both campaigns have almost identical amounts of TV ad reservations in that state. Harris has $70.8 million reserved. Team Trump has $70.6 million reserved. This race at this point is likely to come down to Pennsylvania. It is very difficult for Harris to have a pathway forward without Pennsylvania. And if you look at most of the state polling, both internals that I've seen as well as public, it either shows a tight race or Trump with slight advantage. There are not many reputable surveys that show that Harris has an advantage in that state. Without Pennsylvania, her math is not impossible, but incredibly difficult. Team Trump understands that. That's why they're matching her dollar for dollar on linear television. So Trump also shows in his reservations, as we look down, Harris is spending nearly $20 million in a state like Nevada on television coming up. Trump has $1.4 million. In North Carolina, Harris is spending $26 million. Trump is spending $2.8 million. In Wisconsin, Harris is spending $33 million. Trump is spending $3.5 million. Arizona, Harris is spending $34 million. Trump is spending $9 million. Michigan, Harris is spending $55 million on TV coming up. Trump is spending $6 million. And in the two states, you can see that Trump believes that his path to block Harris, Georgia, for instance, Harris is spending $39 million even. Trump is spending $38.7 million. And again, Pennsylvania, it is $70 million to $70 million even. These contests are fought on television still. Both teams understand it. Forget the rhetoric coming out from each campaign. Look at where their spending is. That tells you what their internals telling them and where they think this lies. If the election were held today, Trump likely carries Pennsylvania. Harris's real crack at getting into Pennsylvania is likely the debate and shifting the narrative and moving the needle. That's it for now, but don't be fooled. Keep watching Pennsylvania, because that's what this whole ball game is coming down to. Thanks, and I'll have more as we go into debate week next week.